Hi, my name is Steven Dornick, also known as Galactic Bricks on YouTube and Instagram, and this is my mock, the skyline of Coruscant. So the proportions here, it's two 32 by 32 base plates by 4.5 32 by 32 base plates, and there's about 5 buildings. From right to left, you have the Republic Senate, Dexter's Diner, the Jedi Temple, an elevator shaft, and then a Coruscant apartment. And so my goal here was to really capture all those iconic scenes you see on Coruscant. And so that's why you have the Senate and the Jedi Temple and all these different scenes going on. And so the first one we can talk about is actually this sky bridge over here on the right side. You have some translucent bricks to simulate some screens going on there. And this is actually accurate to a movie scene where in episode 2 they have a speeder chase with Anakin and Obi-Wan and Zam Wesell, a bounty hunter. And so you actually see Obi-Wan in his yellow speeder just about to get out. And he's heading towards that bar right there. And if you look on the inside, you actually see Anakin is inside there. And there's a full-fledged interior. I guess we can get to that after I discuss the exterior of the builds. But next to that is Dexter's Diner. It's a smaller build, but still has some detail. And that's where Obi-Wan meets Dexter to ask him where he found this bullet that he found in the bar scene. And then to the left of that is the Jedi Temple, and you'll see some 501st troopers marching with Anakin to wreak havoc on the Jedi Temple. And fortunately for LEGO, they did release the 501st Battle Pack, which really helped with this mock. And then next to that is an apartment. And so of Coruscant, if you look at the buildings, you have a lot of round buildings, and it's a very unique type of architecture. So I wanted to capture that, and that's why I used some of those curved pieces and try to have some spikes at the top to really capture that. And then on the ground level, you'll also see you have some speeders flying across the place that gives some little livelihood to the scene. You also have some people, scoundrels just gathering, and there's also some droids invading from the other side. Just a little throw-in there. And yeah, some techniques. If you look at the walls, there's actually plates with tiles put on them, and that's how I was able to capture those blue stripes and those little details. And I also used a lot of tiles on the top with a little pattern just to make it a little interesting and give some detail also.
I love the multi-level effect with this, with the lowest floor there, then you move up to like the nice kind of sidewalk area, and then those tall buildings that you've made as well. So it really helps build a nice story as your eye kind of wanders through the build.
Yeah, for sure. And I was definitely thinking about that. And I also really like the color scheme, how if you look at the bottom floor of a street, it's a lot of studs showing, and it's kind of dirty and messy, and then cleaner as you go up to the top, like you said.
Talk a little bit more about the design of this building on the right here, because it looks like you've got a lot of kind of angled pieces there on that roof section. So what's the structure of that light?
Yeah, so this was definitely the hardest one to make. It took a lot of time, and I definitely had to rebuild it a couple of times for sure. So at the bottom, I used that plates sideways technique once again with the tiles. And then I use those curved pieces on the side to give it that curved look, because if you look at the Senate, it actually is like an oval shape sort of. And that's what I was going for. And then the top is definitely the hardest part. I was initially looking to go with bricks, but I just found it was going to be too heavy and too difficult. So I went with plates instead, and I used those wedge plates, try to have them angled at a side. And the way I was able to connect it is with, they actually have these hinge pieces. So that's how I was able to connect it. I also have, I'm not sure what the correct term is, but they have like these pipes basically, and I have like some clips to attach to it. And then on the top, you have those big curved pieces as well to help finish it off. Yeah.
No, perfect. It works really well. Now we can maybe go around and take a look at some of the interiors then.
For sure. When it comes to mocks, I would definitely say the interior is probably my favorite part. I just really like to throw in all those colors and get as many details as you can squeeze into it. So we can start at the bottom over here with the Senate. So on the ground floor, you actually have just tons of figures packed in, and you'll actually see Zam Wesell in the silver helmet running away. You can see Anakin charging in. And so that's actually that scene in the bar where Obi-Wan walks in and the guy says, do you want to buy Death Sticks, and all that stuff going on. And so that's the scene I've created there. Just above, you'll see This is probably one of my favorite rooms. It's a bunch of Senate pods, and you'll see different aliens from different, planets representing their people. And you also see Palpatine with the guy holding a spear on his little platform there.
I love the pod look in there. Yeah, you captured that very nicely, the kind of multi-tiered rounded pods.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge figuring out how to do it, and fortunately I was able to find a way with those curved pieces once again. Just been really useful in that mock, for sure. Next to that, if you go back to the ground floor, you'll see there's a little hangar where we got some speeders. Those are from the Battle Pack set. And then next to that is like a little control station area, which is always a fun thing to make, putting all those panels together. And you also have one of those holograms showing like the planet Coruscant itself, using those like cylinder pieces. And there's no tape or anything involved. It's just friction of bricks holding it together. And the final floor, you'll see like a bunch of bounty hunters. You got like Mando and all sorts of people just hanging out at the Coruscant underworld. And that's what's going on there. So now moving on to the diner, you have it's pretty small, but I think it gets the job done. You got Dexter Jettster and Obi-Wan. They're discussing where they got the bullet from the bar scene. And unfortunately, LEGO doesn't have a Dexter Jettster figure yet, but hopefully they will in the future. So I kind of had to improvise there and just attach 2 torsos to make it work. And I think that does it. Moving on, you have a Jedi Temple. This is another really cool scene. If you move the camera down a bit, you can get a good view of Anakin with the 501st Troopers walking in. Pretty cool scene for sure. Just above that, you have like the Jedi Archives room, and you have clone troopers like firing at the Jedi. You got flames everywhere. It's pretty chaotic. Just above that, there's like a little Jedi training area, and then the top, it's not a lot of room, but it's basically where the Jedi Council is. You got Yoda and another Jedi discussing things. And then you have the final room on the right, and it has 4 floors in total. So at the bottom floor, it looks like there's a boxing match going on. I know in YouTube, boxing's pretty popular, so I thought maybe throw that in.
Get those views. I don't blame you.
Yeah, get those views. And so, yeah, you got Rocky Balboa and Mr. T fighting it out. You got C-3PO. Looks like he's commentating on that. And just above that, you got like a separatist meeting room. So you got Jango Fett, Viceroy, all the guys hanging out, having a good time. Just above that is Padme's apartment, medical droid, a bit of furniture, And then above that, I would say is probably my favorite room of the whole mock. It's Palpatine's Senate office, and I think my favorite thing is just the colors. Like the bright red really stands out, and nice. The windows are really nice. I like those stairs that come up, and you even have some light showing where the elevator is placed as Mace Windu walks in. And you also have the elevator. It is functional, so you can turn the crank and it goes up and down, kind of like, I don't know, the Death Star. They had that as a set, and yeah, I just in every mock I always want to add some sort of functional element, so that's what I chose to put an elevator in.
So now, when you're adding all these interiors, do you feel like you have to sacrifice structure a little bit? Is it harder to make it strong when you have all that interior in there?
Yeah, it can be hard for sure. So I think with the Jedi Temple and the Dexter Jettster, they're small enough to where it's not too difficult. But with the elevator, it is a bit wobbly for sure. And that is one downside. With the Senate, it's actually kind of the inverse though. So instead of sacrificing structural room, I kind of just sacrificed interior room instead. So I couldn't have more Senate pods, but instead it was more stable. So I think it was a good trade-off in the end.
Yeah. Well, the whole build came together very nicely. So thanks for bringing it out to the show here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.